most sought after commodities in the world today. Even though it's been around for as long as we can remember, everybody still wants to find a chunk of gold. From the pioneers that have mined it to the people who now collect it and show it as the status of their wealth, gold has and continues to be one of the best ways to diversify your portfolio and add wealth. But why is gold so valuable? Well, let's take a look at a chart where we compare gold to the price of the Dow as well as the price of SPY. As you can see, over the last 10 years, gold has actually not been a way to get rich, and it never really has been historically. Gold constantly rises in value and kind of hedges against inflation, but it's not a way to get rich quick, or not even a way to passively grow your wealth, like the stock market tends to be. What gold does is it allows you to diversify your portfolio and give you something that is a known commodity and is always going to have value. Gold had value yesterday, it has value today, and it has value tomorrow. That doesn't change. As opposed to something like pure cash, which is more of a mindset as opposed to an actual physical good, gold will always have value to everyone, and that's why it's well worth adding it to your portfolio. The issues for prospectors like myself is that people don't view that the same as actually collecting and buying gold. So you have a lot of people, whenever you say, hey, I like to do gold Paydirt, but I also want to collect gold, kind of act like this instead. I wanted to take today's video to look into this and see if it's true that, in fact, gold Paydirt is not worth the investment and you should only be investing in gold in bulk. So I've looked at a couple different websites, compiled the price of what their gold costs versus what some quality Paydirt costs, and the results may not be what you expect. Before we continue with this video, I just want to ask if you enjoy the content you're seeing, please subscribe to the channel. It's going to help me grow. It's going to help me know that you like the content that you're seeing. As well, if you want to help out the channel financially, feel free to join the Patreon. The link is in the description below. Without any further ado, let's get back to the video.
All right, so looking at buying gold, just as like bars or in bulk, probably one of the most reliable brands, Jamie Bullion. So you could buy a 1 ounce gram of gold, as you can see right here. It comes in this nice little bar. If you're getting between 1 and 9, it looks like it's going to be $91.65. Now, when you go to check out, you do see that you do add on $9.95 of shipping. This is going to give you a total of $101.56. Going over to our handy dandy return on investment calculator, you can put in that number. Looking at the value of scrap gold for 24 karat, we have $61.67 a gram. So our ROI for buying just a basic bar like that is minus 39.3%. And that isn't the only case where you can see gold bars still not posing a super great return on investment in the moment. So the other probably top gold dealing website, ATMEX, they have 1 gram gold bars. Currently, it's on sale. I'm not sure how common this type of a sale is. I don't follow the price of gold bars that regularly. Normally $93.04, similar to what the other site had, on sale for $75.04. And if you head to the checkout, I do have it scroll down because I don't want you to see my address, but you have, again, a similar $9.95 shipping. That gives you a total of $85.02. When we head back to our calculator, as you can see, same price for a gram of gold. This time we're only paying $85.02. You have a return on investment of about 27.5% in the negative. Again, neither of those are great return on investments, especially when you're just buying gold from a store. And now let's look at Paydirt. So you can obviously get some really bad Paydirt out there, but it's also not hard to find some really good ones. I always like to recommend, and I haven't been able to actually review him yet. He is up on the docket though, Gold Nugget Sales. So you go digging through his bags, he always gives you a guaranteed amount of Paydirt. I'm going to just choose this white horse as an example. It's guaranteed 1 gram of gold. You could obviously choose between some of the other ones, choose whichever one sounds the most interesting to you, but your total is going to come out to $68.95. When you head over to the cart, you can see that he has a flat rate total of $6.95. So that's going to give you a total then for the amount that you have invested of $75.90. Again, same amount of gold returned. your ROI is going to be minus 18.7%. So it's actually the lowest of the three. Now I know what you're saying. Oh, scrap gold doesn't have any value over an actual gold bar. And to an extent, you're right. You're not going to be able to go to a store with a gram of gold and say, here, I want to pay for my groceries. Granted, you're not going to be able to do that with a gold bar either. But even to a bank, if you take a bunch of scrap gold, it's not going to be able to be converted. So what your best bet is, you have really two options. One is you can sell to gold Paydirt vendors. Most of the people you see on YouTube with big channels will buy your scrap gold. I'm not sure what the return on investment price looks like. I'm assuming they're not going to give you a full value for that gold. The other thing, and I'm more keen to do this, is melt down your old gold into bars. Obviously, you can purify it down to 24 karat. That is going to cause you to lose a little bit of gold. But the other thing you do is just make it into gold somewhere between 24 karat and 18 karat. So typically, most placer gold comes somewhere in between 22 karat to 18 karat. I'll just say, let's say you have 20 carats worth of gold. And again, you get your 1 gram of gold from your Paydirt bag. In this case, it could have been that gold nugget Paydirt bag. So when you take that into account, the gold you're getting back will be worth about $51.36. You take that over to your handy dandy investment calculator. And this time, your amount returns obviously going to be a little bit less, $51.67. Recalculate your ROI, and it is a higher, worse ROI of negative about 32%. So when you compare all of this, and again, for the gold Paydirt, I'll be using a 20 karat estimation for the gold value that you get returned. Again, you're looking at a negative 32% return on investment from when you're buying that gold. When you're looking at that JM bullion, that $101 invested for the 24 karat gold, you're still looking at nearly a 40% loss. And then versus a return on investment when you're looking at that APMEX, they obviously had that gold bar on sale. That actually gives you your best return on investment of about 27.5%. This doesn't take into account, though, that with the gold Paydirt, if you enjoy Paydirt panning, you get to have all that fun on top of it. It's almost the same. It is slightly worse, but it's in the middle. It's not your worst investment you can make on gold. But that isn't all. Again, with gold, you can purchase in bigger bulk. You don't have to go with just 1 gram. For example, you can get a 10-gram gold bar from APMEX. That is large enough to qualify for free shipping. So your total invested when you plug it into your ROI calculator is going to be $661.65. Amount return, that's for the price of 1 gram of gold. Obviously, we're going to multiply that by 10, $616.7. And your return on investment is all of a sudden now only about minus 7%. The same can be said, though, for getting your gold Paydirt. Again, over at Gold Nugget Sales, you can get the 100% ROI investment return bag. It's going to give you 5 grams of guaranteed gold for $268. You plug that in over here. We're going to go to our shipping estimator. His base shipping is $10.95. So that's going to give you a total of $298 plus $10.95. for $308.95. The amount returned, again, we're going to be using a 20% calculator or a 20 karat gold calculator here. Your total ROI is going to be about 16.4 and then negative. So again, not as high as buying gold in bulk, but again, you can also go higher on gold too. He has bags down here all the way to where he gives you 107% return on investment. So you're getting a literal over your return on investment. That's going to help calculate for shipping and all that. Now, you do have to spend a lot more to get there. What I'm trying to say is that no, is gold Paydirt an absolute better investment than just natural gold bullion? Not at all. But if you enjoy the actual panning process, your return on investment is going to be similar, and you can just attribute that little bit of extra that you spend to the fun that you have while you're panning for gold.
So, in conclusion, my point isn't that gold Paydirt is inherently the better value. In some cases, it can be, but for the most part, especially if you're buying gold for about a gram or less at a time, you're going to be losing about 30 to 40% of your initial investment. That said, gold is still a good investment to have on hand, and if you do enjoy the actual process of panning your own gold, then buying gold Paydirt is fine as long as you're buying it from a reputable source. Now, let me be clear. If you have no interest in panning for your own gold, then no, there's no sense in you buying gold Paydirt. That said, if you enjoy that process and maybe even want to learn how to refine it yourself, or just keep it and sell it as placer gold in that pure form, then buying gold Paydirt can be just as good, if not a better investment than actually buying gold in bulk. That's all I have for you guys today. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to subscribe to the channel, support us on Patreon, and follow us along as we continue to hunt for the best gold pay dirt.